Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are we doing today? Hopefully you guys are all pretty well out there. Today's video, I want to talk about one of the most annoying parts about this game and how we can maybe go about it and not have it be as annoying and as crappy. And, let's go just straight in the game. Let's just talk about it for a second. You know how there's always a talk about gear crunch and this crunch and that crunch or whatever it is in the game? My biggest annoyance right now in the game is actually with where even is it? Gosh. Oh, it's in Cantina. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's the signal data, guys. It's this stuff. It's the greens, the blues, the grays. I feel like I have the most difficult times getting enough of these. I guess the reason as to why I do is because, and before I get going, before I rant or whatever it is, just know this video is more of a debate and more of a conversation I want to bring. So just let me know if you guys are wanting to even talk about this, and if you guys want to, what are you guys' thoughts about this? Because this is something that's been on my mind for a while now. But as I was saying is, I feel like I'm always lacking this, and I'm not sure if this has to do with, farming for requirements for, a Galactic Legend, or if this is just me being too lazy to farm it and I neglect it and I keep on hoarding for other gear. But like, I'm at a point right now where I definitely have a good chunk of gear, whether it's carbs, whether it's stun guns or cuffs. I do know though that that's not the case for everybody out there. People are a bit more flip-flop there, and they have more of the data than they do with gear. But like for me right now in the game, I feel like I'm lacking the data. I'm lacking all that stuff that I need to get more relic levels. And it's taken me, the longest time to get Kenobi's, because I am farming him right now. The longest time with this process, it has not been gear. That is the total opposite in my case. It's not gear. What's been the issue has been the relic levels and getting signal data. I really don't even have an issue with the materials. Like, let's go into Qui-Gon. I don't really have an issue. Like, right now I'm low, but like, I do not have an issue for the most part with getting the scrap. What I do have an issue though is with these pieces, because these pieces, you can only really get them from one part. And yeah, you can get them from like those assault battles and all that sort of stuff, different game modes and all that. But like, I do struggle though with getting enough of greens, grays, and blues. I know you can buy them from a shipment, but I don't think it's that smart. And I think it's just better to just farm them. But this is so much things I'm talking about right now. But I feel like, as I say, you can just farm them from Cantina. That's, something simple and easy to do. Well, it's really not, because there's so many other things you want to be farming right now and putting your daily crystals towards. It is so hard to put crystals down for farming a character. Like right now, I am just finished up with Kenobi. I really want to farm gear for him, so I'm doing a bit of that. But also at the same time, I want to put down crystals and refreshes for Dark Trooper. And I want to get him up. And then I also next want to go after Hunter and Tech and these Bad Batch, because they're a great team. So like, there is not much time to just focus farm the data. And then, while I'm focusing on just gear and shard farming, I neglect the data. And then while those guys are needed for something like some event, I come to realize, wow, I have like none or little amount of signal data. And it's just not a good spot to be in. It's really hard to manage everything in this game, because another part of this game, which I think is very, very important, is mod farming. And you also got to put down, in my opinion at least, some amount of crystals for that each and every single day. So with that in mind, and then with the farming of either gear or even of shard farming, it's just a lot to handle. And you seem to kind of run out of those refreshes and those crystals. I mean, there's been times where I get low because I'm just spamming it. Even if you do get really high in arenas, you're going to be coming, and if you're really hard farming and you're really on top of your game, you're going to be at a point where you're needing to like kind of slow down and not waste as much crystals. It's a very back and forth kind of a thing. I do know though, kind of off topic here, but kind of on topic, is that while you are farming the signal data and you want to go all in, well, I remember doing some math. I remember doing a video actually about this same topic a while ago, is that if you do like all the 100s of, you know, Cantina. So like 1, 2, 3, so you get 3 different, and you do all those refreshes every day for around a week or so, you can get enough data saved up to get a Relic 7, all the way from Relic 1 or whatever it is to Relic 7. So you can, but that's like a lot of crystals on top of you wanting to farm for shards for characters and then also wanting to do mod farming. You will definitely be hitting a point where you are wasting more crystals than you are gaining. And it makes it even that much more tough if you are not getting top spots in arenas. So, data. I feel like data is very, very tough, but I might be a bit biased here because that's my issue right now in the game. That's what my problem is. People are not always going to have that problem, but I'm making this video because I feel like it's a bit more common than what people might think. People usually think that the farm is for gear and for shards, but in my issue, I can get those up pretty dang easily. My issue is the data, because I'm at a point where I need those relic levels. I need those important characters to have relic levels, and to go along with that, I need data, and I'm just lacking it right now. So that's my whole spiel. That's like what my issue is right now. I know there's issues with the farming of gear, the gear crunch. People are lacking that, but you know, as I'm going through my shipments every single day, I have a good chunk of gear saved up. I guess I could be maybe getting some more in certain departments, but for the most part, I feel like I'm pretty safe when it comes to these new characters that release, GLs or whatever it may be. I'm okay for the most part. My other issue is with other gear, like the Chirotechs. Chirotechs, you need a lot of them, but again, I feel like the Chiros, the carbs, the guns, all those different gear pieces that usually are pretty annoying to get, I find those a bit more easier to acquire rather than getting signal data. But that could be me not really farming and focusing on to all different aspects of that in the game. Like, I probably might be focusing more on the gear and neglecting the data, which is something that I feel like people do a lot though. So I guess to wrap this up, this conversation is, do you guys ever feel like you are not always on top of your game with the data? And if you guys do you seem like that you, when you are neglecting it, do you focus on different parts of, you know, either mods, farming for characters, or whatever it may be? Because there's definitely different people in this game are at different spots in farming for different characters, because you have those early game players that are starting off with those very brand new off the bat kind of a characters and teams, and you have the mid game guys for, you know, getting those gases, those padmes, and you have the end game players like myself who are working towards GLs, and we get to a point where we are hoarding, and then we hoard and hoard and hoard until the next best thing comes out. So there's a lot of different aspects of this whole topic and things to talk about and to discuss. But I guess my thing right now has just been, I am lacking on the signal data and getting enough of that. But I guess the more I think about it and the more I talk about it, it's just me lacking and having that not as focused of a mindset with that, and not putting down the crystals to refresh that every single day. But I feel like that is a very important part. It's just very hard to manage everything in this game, as it is in life. It's just really hard to manage everything, and you feel like you're overwhelmed at times. Like, I wasted like 10,000 crystals getting more signal data for Kenobi and getting the requirements done, and that's a lot of crystals just on data. So it's just one of those things, guys. It's just hard to figure out what is the best fit for you and what works out best for that person, because people are different in this game. People are not always going to be getting the top spots in arena and not getting all that crystals, so you got to be a bit more picky and choosy about things. But if you are getting top spots, then I'm sure you have the more of a space to kind of figure out what you want to do, and you don't feel like you're as pressured into that mindset of, oh, I got to do this and I can't do anything else. But, you know, as you get more crystals and all that sort of stuff, then you're definitely better off. But I guess now to wrap it up, I'm sure free-to-play players have more of this issue and this problem that is coming up, rather than those people who whale, because the whales are kind of on their own island right now as this is being talked about, because they don't really care. They're already okay. But it's more the free-to-play players that have to think about this a bit more often. And I really haven't spent much at all for getting any of these things done in the last 4 or 5 months. So I guess these topics and these things are being brought up to my mind a bit more often as days go on, as I'm not spending as much money. So that's kind of it for today. Your guys' topic today has been relics and signal data. I am so sorry if it feels like a rant, and this video had literally no direction. But I guess what I wanted it to be was your guys' thoughts on data. Are you guys missing out on it? Are you guys okay on it? And if you guys are you guys okay with other parts of the game, you know, with gear, getting shards up for different characters, like right now for the Bad Batch, maybe Dark Trooper, and whatever else it may be? Are you guys having issues? I'm sure you are, and if you are, what issues are you having with farming right now? What are you liking most of, and what are you okay with? That's, I guess, the part of the video which I am most intrigued about, but that's kind of my little take on it all. And that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this video in any way, give it a like, share it around, and if you guys have not yet subbed, definitely feel free to sub. At 15,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away another Hyperdrive bundle, so definitely feel free to sub if you guys have not yet, and share the channel around. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I will see you later. Peace out, and have a good one. See you guys.